Yeah, my name's Olivia. I'm a trainee children's wellbeing practitioner at Chilypep. Today, me and Charlie are going to be doing some cooking. I am half Jamaican, so I'm going to be cooking one of my favourite Jamaican dishes. I've always loved Jamaican food, and I've been trying to eat more vegetarian and vegan recently. So what we're cooking today is a vegetable Jamaican curry. Doing this today to share a little bit of my Jamaican culture. I'm hoping that it's going to be great for you guys to try something new. Hopefully you can go out and get these ingredients and try making this yourself. Also, learning something new is a great way to help your well-being, so hopefully it can bring you a bit of joy as well. And these are some of the ingredients that we'll be using today for our curry. So I just wanted to talk you through what a few of these are. So here we have a pumpkin. If you go to the mall market, you can get these cut like this, so you don't have to have the whole pumpkin, because I know that can make a lot of waste. So if you have a gander in the mall market for that. Here we have what is called a yellow yam. So we'll cut the ends off and cut the sides off, but it's a bit like a potato, but a bit more starchy, and this is a staple in a lot of Caribbean and African countries. Here we have a chocho. This was something I only learned about this year. I think it's actually called a triote. I'm probably saying that wrong, but in Jamaica people call it a chocho. And I don't even know how to describe it. It's a bit like a pear potato mashup, but when you cook it, it's really nice and has like a interesting texture to your curries. Here we have a sweet potato, which you may recognise, but this is actually a Jamaican sweet potato, so the skin is a little bit more purpley, and it's also supposed to be a bit more starchy as well. I keep saying a bit more starchy, I don't really know what that phrase means. It's just what it says on there. And then some of our other staples that you'll see, this is a Scotch bonnet chili. So this is in a lot of Jamaican dishes. It gives a lot of the flavour. You put this in whole in this, and it kind of sucks the flavours from it. If you chop it up, it makes it a lot spicier, so be careful with that. Have thyme, again another staple in a lot of Jamaican dishes as well, that you'll see quite a lot. And then green onion or scallion or spring onion, it has a few different names. My auntie always told me you should bash your green onion before you cook it. Gets the flavours out as well. And we have a plantain. So it looks a bit like a banana. It looks like a very gone off banana, but in fact this is the perfect colour. So you cook this, and it does look a bit like banana, tastes a bit like banana, but it's not as it is sweet, but a bit more starchy. I think starchy just means a bit more together, really, doesn't it? And then just a few of the seasonings that are very important for this recipe. So we have all-purpose seasoning. This is a big Jamaican seasoning, using quite a lot of things. This was again from the mall market, but you can get this from most supermarkets. And the same with the Jamaican style curry powder. I've been wanting this one for ages, so I did invest in this, but you can get curry powder from most of your local supermarkets as well. Okay, so one of the most simple vegetables we have is the onion, but I just thought I would show you my technique for chopping an onion. So it obviously makes you cry, so what you do is you stick your tongue out. I don't know if this is scientific, but it works. How does it work?
Do you not bite your tongue?
I don't know, I have to put a bit of pressure on it. But I feel it. I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Some days it works, some days it doesn't.
We'll see. We'll see if you cry at the end.
Go well for half one.
It's a top tip if you don't cry.
It is. And I took a spoon as well. That's a good one.
Yeah, I heard that one. I didn't know if it worked or not though. I've never tested it. I'm going to zoom right into your face to see if you're crying.
I'm not trying it.
No.
I've done done. Ta!
Woohoo!
I don't really know.
What does it look like inside?
Like a pet. But I think that's like the best description of it.
Yeah. It looks more like, have you seen a quince?
No, I feel like I've heard of it, but I can't remember what it is.
They're like a sort of weird apple that sort of looks like a pear.
Yeah. Ooh. Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember if I tasted it raw. Would you like to taste them?
Yeah.
I'll chuck you a little slice off. There you go. It sounds like a pear. I can't remember. I don't know. What is it?
I don't know. It's just a bit like melony texture.
But no taste.
It does have a flavour though. Like,
It's a bit earthy.
yeah,
A bit earthy.
a bit peppery.
Now we've chopped up all our ingredients, we are going to start cooking. So we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of oil into this Dutch pot, which is a traditional Jamaican way of cooking, or a traditional Jamaican kind of pot that people use. You do have to be careful using these because it's all conducts heat, so you have to make sure you've got a towel available as well, which I'll get shortly. That's probably more than that's probably fine actually. Maybe that's fine.
It looks fine.
Let that heat up a little bit. I'm gone. Okay, so now we're going to add our spring onion, white onion and garlic to our pot. Just mix that in a little bit. As I say, if you're using one of these pans, make sure you have your towel to move it around with. And we're going to leave that cooking for about 2 minutes just to soften up a little bit. Right, now we've got this cooking nicely. It's been a couple of minutes. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of this curry powder and about 1 teaspoon of the turmeric, although I always put a little bit extra in.
What is in that seasoning? Is it a mix of different things?
The curry powder.
Oh, is it just curry powder?
Yeah, I think it's just curry powder.
Ah.
Oh, that's too much.
Wow, that's an amazing colour.
It is. And this is why my pans are all stained. And it stains your fingers and it stains your clothes, so be careful with that.
Yeah, I always get yellow fingers.
Yeah, yes, it is definitely yellow or orange finger. And then we're gonna cook this for about 2-3 minutes just to get those spices and aromas out. I always get scared doing this because I'm like, it's going to stick.
Yeah. I think that's like when you don't have non-stick stuff.
That's why you have plenty of oil. Yeah, it's curry powder, I think. Oh no, coriander, turmeric, rice flour, fenugreek, cloves, cumin, yellow mustard, salt, chili powder, paprika, cinnamon, pimento.
Oh.
Pimento is allspice, which is over there.
Okay, learn something new every day.
Probably a couple teaspoons for now, maybe a bit of extra, for the coconut milk. And we are going to stir this. And what this does is turn it into a bit of a paste. So, you know, you buy like a curry paste from a shop. We have made our own curry paste here with the onions, the spring onions, the garlic, the curry powder, the turmeric, and the coconut milk.
It smells so good.
It does. It really, really does. So now we've got this lovely paste. We're going to add all our vegetables and coat them nicely. Got quite a lot of them. Oh, that's good. Take that out.
What's in there again?
So this is our yam, our yellow yam, our sweet potato, our chocho, our pumpkin. It's going in here now.
Nice.
And we've made quite a lot of this. So it's good. Just all the more for leftovers, eh?
Can you freeze it as well?
You can actually. I did freeze some and I wasn't sure because sometimes vegetables can go a bit mushy, yeah, but it worked out okay. It was a little bit mushy than it probably would have been, but it was still delicious.
Oh, good.
Okay, so now we've got that nice and coated. We're going to add a couple tablespoons of our all-purpose seasoning, probably about 1.5. So do like this, so I don't want to contaminate the spices. Okay, I've done more like 2, but it's good, and I think there's quite a bit of extra veg in there. And then we'll do about 1 of the paprika. Do you know what's happened here, friends? This is when you have your spices above your oven, but you just put your spoon in, mash it up, and it's fine again.
Is it like moisture or is it from the heat?
I think it's from the heat which creates moisture.
Okay.
I'm not a scientist, but that is my guess. And then we're going to stir that in as well. So I've got all that mixed in. We're going to add, I've put some hot water in this kettle, and we're going to add just enough water to cover the vegetables. So I'm going to give it a stir to see if that will fit, but I might add a bit more. It does seem a bit watery, but it does thicken up a little bit as it cooks a bit more.
Is that from the starchy veg?
I think so. So Charlie is just washing the rice. This is to remove the starch. Sometimes when people don't, if you don't wash your rice, it can make your rice really like sticky and congealed, and it doesn't taste very nice. So this is a very important step to getting that good rice. And you can kind of see the water underneath as well. It like comes out a bit more cloudy, and then eventually it'll run a bit more clear. So we're going to start making our rice and peas now. And when we say rice and peas, what we actually mean is red kidney beans. In Jamaica it's called rice and peas. So you can do this with the dried beans, but it's a lot easier with a tin, so I would tend to just do that. So you open it up and you just pour it all into your pot, like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit more water in. So as you can see, we've got our rice here. We're going to try and add enough water so it just covers the rice. So obviously we can't, we can't see the rice in there now, but I'm just going to guesstimate a little bit. We're going to boil it, so I might do it about halfway full. If you need to add more water as you go along, you can do that as well. I like to use this to add it so you get all the juices out. And then we're going to pop that on the pan, and we're going to turn that on and get it boiling. The beans and water boiling. I prepared this earlier, so this is our onion, spring onion, which is spiced this time, so you can take it out when it's ready, or you can eat it as well. And then we've got a handful of thyme as well. So we're gonna get all that in there. Oh, and the garlic is in there as well. Get all that in there. Give it a stir. And then we're gonna add some all-purpose seasoning again, as we had earlier. So we're gonna add about 2 tablespoons of this. And then we're also gonna add a little bit of salt. And we'll measure this because we get some salt. We've got like a teaspoon for now. And then about spoon of pepper as well. Obviously it's a bit harder to measure out when you're grating it, but a good bit of pepper. And we'll give all that a stir as well. And we are also going to add a little bit of soy sauce.
Oh, sorry.
Which I forgot about. And it's about half a teaspoon, so I'll just dribble that in like that. And we are now going to add our coconut milk.
Ooh.
So sometimes coconut milk gets a hard layer on the top, so I sometimes like to pop it before so it doesn't all come splashing out.
I like your sound effect.
Thank you. It's the only way I can get through the cooking. And then, yeah, give all that one final stir, and we're going to leave it to simmer for about 10 minutes to get all them flavours mixed together before we add the rice to it. Now we've got a good boil on our rice. I've moved it to the back because we're about to start cooking our plantain as well. So we're going to add our rice in here. I've done quite a big portion here, so it will be quite full. So just pop that off the sieve. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of allspice. It's about a teaspoon, so I'm just going to guess with it here. So just shimmy it in a bit. You can also add allspice berries. This is another very common spice used in the Caribbean flavours. And then we're going to add another one of our friends, the Scotch Bonnet chili. And again, adding it whole, just so it gives that flavour. It doesn't overwhelm it too much, so I'll pop that in there. Get that rice in there. And then we're going to pop the lid on. And we're going to cook that for about 20 minutes. Okay, so I got a little bit ahead of myself then. I've just added a bit of coconut milk to this, so it'll just make it a little bit creamier. I'm also just going to wash some thyme. It said like 3 sprigs, which is actually like that. But I'm just going to add a bit more because it tastes nice. And I'm going to add a whole Scotch Bonnet chili to get some of that flavour. So give them a quick wash. And then we'll pop them in the pan. And we'll give it a stir.
See, that looks delicious.
Yeah, spreading. Okay, so now we're going to prepare the plantain. So I've got 2 here. As I say, it's better if they've got a bit of a darker skin on them as well. This one is a bit darker than it usually gets. I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but we'll see. So what you do is you chop the ends off like a banana usually peel, don't you? And then what you can do is kind of make a bit of a slit down the middle, and then peel it off like a little jacket, like so. And then you can really cook this any way you like. We're going to be shallow frying it, but the kind of way me and most of my, I know quite a lot of my family prefer to do it, is to cut it in half and then to cut it lengthways, like so. dropped a bowl, but it's fine. We'll get that soon. It's safe. It can get a little bit slippy, so just watch them fingers. And then I quite like it when it's a bit thinner, so just cutting these end bits so they're not too thick. And that here as well.
The inside looks quite similar to a banana as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's still got them seeds. I'll tell you one thing I did learn about plantain. It's not actually one of your 5 a day.
Oh.
So unlike banana, because of the starch apparently.
Okay.
It's online. Something like that.
Like a potato, sort of. Like
Yeah.
a potato doesn't really count.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't cut that how I did last time.
Why do all the most delicious things not count as one of your 5 a day?
Oh, if chocolate was one of your 5 a day.
That would be great.
So healthy. Oh, you can also cut it this way as well. If you like. I'll cut some of it like that and I'll do the rest of the strips. Oil nice and hot. And now we're going to add some of our plantain. So, you just get a fork and drop it in like that.
Mm.
And make sure you don't overcrowd the pan so it can all cook nicely. So usually you pop it on a bit of kitchen roll. Today we're going to sieve it after we've after we've done it, which should just let it. So we're just gonna flip some of them now, and you can see from that one I put there. Can't see perfectly, but it's got like quite a golden colour. You see that one is ready to be flipped. That one I might put that back over for a little bit actually. That one is. It's got a bit of that golden colour on there. Oh, on that one. Oh yeah.
That looks so good.
So we have our completed curry here. This is our vegetable curry with our chocho, yam, sweet potato and pumpkin. Yeah. Take that Scotch bonnet chili out unless you're ready for some serious spice. And then if we move over here, this is our cooked up plantain. So as you can see, the colour's a lot more golden and delicious. And then finally, we have our rice. It's so hot. So nice and fluffy. And as you can see, there's bits of thyme popping out, but you can just take those out. And likewise with the spring onion, although I quite like eating it. Yeah. Enjoy your Jamaican dinner.